flower friends, Stacy here at Hen House Blossoms, and it's time for a little weekly update of what we have going on here at the flower farm. I guess I'm a flower farm. Although you wouldn't think it right now because, no, things aren't going the greatest. But trial and error, that's the whole point of this channel, is to share the triumphs and the fails. So we have a warm-ish day today. It's like in the upper 40s, I believe. We did have a frost last night. I was on it this time though. There's my frost cloth. I came out and put frost cloth on the handful of things that I was a little worried about it affecting. And I'm glad I did because it was quite bitter last night. So I'm outside just doing a little maintenance things today, cleaning up a few weeds in the beds. I really actually want to tackle my house beds, the flower spaces that are around my house, not so much the flower garden things, because they just look god awful. And it's spring and there are things that are blooming and they're like, help, I can't breathe because of all these weeds. So I figured I should at least give you guys a few updates on what's going on with the flower beds though. And yeah, so here we go. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is where the devastation happened with the Snapdragons and the Stock. Interestingly enough, I think we have a handful of snaps that are gonna survive. Looks like 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe? Maybe 8. So in general, you know, the snaps did not survive that freak frost that was not anticipated. I have snap seeds that I need to replant. That is a goal for today, to get those replanted. Or maybe tomorrow because it's supposed to rain all day. I'm not sure. Sometime between today and tomorrow, I need to get the snaps replanted along with a whole bunch of other things. Orlaya, I guess is looking okay. I'll be honest, I've never grown this before, so I don't know in the long term how this grows, but they're still green. They're spreading. They're getting some growth in the middle here, so hopefully these guys are gonna start getting vertical in some way. Again, never grown it before. It was just recommended as a good cut flower. So I came in here and did a little bit of weeding around these guys. I'm not too much of a weed freak unless it gets really overgrown. I don't, fret all these little guys in here. So I just came out and did some very basic weeding. I did pull out a handful of sunflowers that were volunteering from last year. I have debated to letting them stay, but I went ahead and yanked them. Okay, so sweet peas. I'm not sure how these guys are doing. On one hand, I'm like, they're doing fantastic. There's a lot of growth on this guy. Again, I keep trying to prop them up. I may actually come in here with like a lightweight elastic or something. Actually, another thought I had, I'm not sure if this method of trellising is gonna work in the long run. I'm actually debating running a horizontal line just to initially give them something additional to reach up and grab. But on one hand, I'm like, we've got good growth here. This one said, nope, I'm done. I'm not gonna do it. Some of them are looking better than others. If I have any seeds left, which I think I do, I may actually just go ahead and sprout a couple and pop them in these little places that aren't doing so hot. Because again, what's worst case scenario? They don't thrive. I mean, seeds are not that expensive that I'm fretting losing a couple dollars if nothing happens. So this one, I'm joking around. I'm like, this is kind of like Monty Python, if you're in my age range. This one's saying, I'm not dead yet, but you will be soon. We've got a little green sprout coming out here. So even though this guy's looking worse for air, I'm saying it's not dead yet. Some of these guys aren't looking too bad. I have moved a couple of my ties around so they can more easily reach those to grab on. So not necessarily thriving, but Monty Python, not dead yet. Yarrow, I did cover these guys last night, even though I knew they would be fine. I'm like, you know what, it can't hurt. Yarrow is looking fantastic. That one's on the smaller side, and I think I had to have lost one over here because there's one here. So I had to have lost one over there. Again, if I have any yarrow seed, I might just pop a couple seeds in. There are no more freezes, even close to a freeze in the near forecast. So yeah, I'm not too, again, worried about losing a couple cents or even a couple dollars if I throw some seeds in and nothing happens. The ranunculus that took a really hard hit with that freak freeze. This one, pretty sure is done, even though there's a green something or another coming up there. This one, pretty sure is done. This one is falling in the I'm not dead yet realm. There is some green coming off the side here. So there's a slim chance. I'm just gonna leave them, honestly. I'm leaving them. They're not hurting anything. That one. This one, I think, has a pretty strong chance. Look, we still have some green on the side there. And this one, look at this. Technically, we have a ranunculus bloom. And we have a bunch of growth over here. So slim possibility that, I'm gonna say 4 out of 6 might survive. I did cover those last night with the frost. So this is all that's going outside right now. I have a bunch of things I have got to get indoors and get planted. I'll give you updates on what is already growing inside in just a few. All right, my next task for today is to get in here and work on this front flower bed. A lot of random weeds growing, and while I love the grape hyacinths, I don't love them growing in random spots. So while they're in bloom and I know where they are, I'm going to go ahead and yoke them out and get them out of here. There's my yarrow, you guys. That started out as a teeny tiny plant. So it does perennialize in my area. Again, I'm in a zone 7, and it goes a little wild. So probably after this season, I'm going to kind of come in here and clean it up a bit and take a little bit of this out. So the goal is to get this front flower bed cleaned up. If I get time, I need to get over here to my irises and get those cleaned up as well. Oh dear. Oh dear. The bleeding hearts did not like the frost. Didn't even think about those. Oh gracious. Okay. We have some hostas coming up. Again, all this just needs to be cleaned up. And my peony is coming up. Yay! Oh no, my poor bleeding heart. Maybe with the sun coming around to the side, it might be okay now. I'm not sure. I'm not completely heartbroken, but if they don't survive. I mean, I love them, but it is what it is. So this is the goal for this afternoon. It's a little chillier on this side of the house. I think I'm gonna need to bundle up a little more. So I'm gonna get after this and then we'll give you some updates. And now that all the outdoor planting is done for the day, time to tackle the to-do list inside. So I have some ranunculus bulbs. I get it. It's technically a little late in the season to be doing this, but you know what? Why not? I'm gonna give it a whirl. Because who knows? It's only money, right? So these are what ranunculus bulbs look like. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-soak them for about 3 hours. And then I'm gonna be putting them into a tray of soil to pre-sprout. And who knows? These technically probably should have gone in the ground in the fall, but I'm gonna take a chance on putting them in now and see what happens. They may just bloom a little later than anticipated. So I have the salmon variety and I have the secret garden mix from Eden Brothers. So let's get these guys soaking.
I want to chat like lol. Soviet PC. A Nokia would want to take this game bed and it's full block. A Nokia would want to go. That's too bad.
Right. There. Put your power wheels in the south so I can close the big door.
Yeah.
Power wheels.
So here I am once again planting snapdragons, those itty bitty teeny tiny seeds. I feel like I've done this recently. Huh. And bam, through movie magic, we are actually about a week and a half later. It's just because by the time I finished planting all those seeds, it was really late at night, the phone had died, and I've just not had the opportunity to provide an update since. So here we go. This is where we're at. It's April 16th. The first go around, stock did fantastic. This go around, it's saying, nope, I'm not doing it. And honestly, the only thing I did different was plant it later. So the only thing I can think of is maybe it's just not cool enough anymore in this room for them. I don't know. Very strange. Cosmos. So whatever variety this is, pretty decent germination rate on that. I planted 3 different types of cosmos, and I did not label them because I was like, oh, well, I'll know what's what once it's out in the field. But ding dong, that does not help you know what variety completely did not germinate at all whatsoever. Yes, process of elimination, I'll still know once this one and this one down here bloom in the field. But there is a whole variety there, 0 germination. So I will have to hopefully figure out later on what that is. And this variety on the far end, not the greatest germination either. There was a variety of cosmos I did out in the field last year, and I made sure not to buy seeds of that one that had really poor germination as well. So I definitely need to figure out what varieties work best for me and my area. Nothing yet on the rose seeds that I planted. Again, I'm not holding out too hard on those. The hips were from last year, and I'm pretty sure those hips should have probably been harvested at the end of the year last year. So I'm not really holding out hope on them, but you know, it's costing me nothing to throw a little water on them every day. Our succulents are definitely getting some baby action going on here. Let's see if I can get that guy in the light. Oh, you got a baby coming off there. And again, these are all just seeds that had fallen off of succulents that I had upstairs. This guy's got a nice root coming off of it. Or I plucked them off of the base of the plant to repot them. And I've just put them in this tray of succulent soil. And every day I'm just coming in and spritzing them down. I have not yet watered today. Look at this one back here. And this is the leaf that I found on the floor in my sunroom. And it already had babies growing on it. So really and truly, I could probably pluck that guy off and pot it, and it should be okay. We see roots coming off of this guy here. So these are free plants sitting there, guys. If you have succulents, don't throw those leaves away. They can be used. All right, so this is one of the trays I planted that evening about a week and a half ago. Let's see what's going on here. These humidity domes are not the best when you've got low lighting going on. All right, so what I have in here, and you know what? I'm getting a little happier with what's going on here. So these front trays here are Celosia or Celosia. I kind of like Celosia. I don't know why, it just sounds better to me. And that tray right there is also Celosia. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the humidity dome off because we have pretty good germination going on those. Now, I do have those on a heat mat. I have been running those on a heat mat set at 75. Given a good germination, I may remove that heat mat now because it needs to go somewhere else. On the end here, I have Cinnamon Basil, I believe it is. This I actually used last year in my cut flower because A, it puts off an amazing scent, and B, it's really pretty. It can get pretty little flowers on it because we're not using it for eating purposes. We are letting it go to flower, so it gets pretty flowers on it. It gets a really pretty purpley color. So I had one plant of it last year, and I said next year I am going to do a lot more of it because it's just awesome. Okay, can we talk about this tray for a moment here? So as you're well aware, the snaps that I had planted out in the field all went out in that freak freeze that we had that my gut said to cover, and I didn't. I think there's about 4 that actually might survive. But so when I did that planting, as you saw in the in this video earlier, I decided to go ahead and start another tray. And again, I don't remember exactly how long ago that was. You'll know from the video. And I was about to give up on it because I'm like, 0 germination, 0, nothing, nada. And the only thing I did different was I had planted them in the soil blocks, if you remember earlier this year. I was about to give up, and then this morning I came in and look, finally, the snaps are coming up. So now I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I was about to move the heat mat over. Even though they're cold tolerant plants, I do know a few cut flower gardeners that use a heat mat to get them to germinate and then remove it. I don't know, maybe I'll give it one more day because I'm actually looking and there's quite a few of them popping up now. Okay, I'm not freaking out just yet. I'm like, this has got to be, I have to have snaps happen this year. And after such a successful start and then a failure, I really want them to happen. So this is what we have going on inside at the moment. We're gonna go ahead and pop outside because I have to run the drip, and we'll show you what's going on out there. Stand by. All right, so some quick outdoor updates. Again, there are a handful of the snaps here. This one's actually looking pretty strong. So it looks like there's a possibility that some of our pre-planted ones may survive. I may let them get a little bit more growth on them. And then I may kind of relocate them all to a bit of a more central position. As far as I can tell, the Orlaya is doing good. Again, I've never grown this before, so I don't really know what to expect. I don't know how and when this is going to start going vertical. Right now, it's all just kind of laying a little flat. So one other thing I'm really enjoying about trying to be more on top of documenting all of these different plants is because then at some point I can do a video all about Orlaya, start to finish. So I will be able to go back to this footage and say, 6 months in, it's going to look like this. But that's okay, because hopefully by harvest time, they're going to look tall and crazy. All right, sweet peas. Updates on sweet peas. I came out here to do a little bit of weeding around them the other day. And oh my gosh, they need water. Okay, that's why the drip's running. And the jute strings were breaking. They were literally just so brittle and frail. They were starting to break. So I said, all right, we got to do something. And I really didn't want to be going out and spending money on something new. And I said, you know what? I have the green netting. I use this as my horizontal netting on my cut flowers. And I said, we have it. It's not purchasing anything. Let's grab some of that, drape it up and over the trellis, and we're going to go ahead and put that down. That's going to give them a lot more opportunity to reach up and grab onto things. And I think in the long run, it's gonna probably work better. So everything happens for a reason. And in general, these guys are looking pretty good. Look at this. I think now that these guys have more opportunities to grow upwards, I think we will hopefully start seeing a lot more growth on them. Yeah. In general, I'm not fretting it. First time growing sweet peas. So, oh, look at this. These guys are trying to become friends. I need them to not become friends, though, and I need them to grow in an upward direction. Part of the problem, there we go. Part of the problem, again, is we have had so much wind here. And these poor plants are not getting a break to just be able to take a second and try and reach upward, because the poor wind just keeps coming over and knocking them down. All right, and then over in this row here is our yarrow. Again, looking pretty good. The drip systems are running, giving these guys some water. To let that run for a bit. I absolutely love yarrow. I'll take you guys around front real quick and show you my front flower bed so you can see how the perennialized yarrow that I have is doing. Coming on down here to, oh my goodness, are you gonna like totally trick me? Look at that. Look at that. So these are the ranunculus again that I put in. My understanding, I thought, was that they had been well hardened off and they wouldn't have any issues. Clearly that was not the case. This one I think is going to be okay. As you see, we got lots of green going on there. This one over here I think is going to be all right. This one's got some green sprouting out. That one, kind of lost hope on that one. This one, the stem just completely broke off of, so I will need to get in here and just dig that corm up. But this one, oh, plants are amazing, fickle little things. I had given up on it. I was like, it's probably done. But again, I was not tearing anything out and doing anything rash. But we have a little sprout in the middle there. So this one may fool me. All right, that is what's going on in the outside right now. It is the start of spring break. So I'm hoping to get out here and get a bunch of things done over the next couple of days. And of course, I will bring you guys along on what's going on. Now let's take a quick peek at that front flower bed. So I can show you guys my perennialized yarrow. I have one more super cool thing I want to share with you guys. I have the most amazing husband in the world. And I know I don't tell him enough, but I'm going to save that for a video all its own. All right, so front flower bed updates. I do need to get in here and water this morning. This one, again, is my oldest son Aiden's bed. This is the one that he said, this one's mine. Again, he loves these guys. I really do need to look up what they're called. I can just never remember. We've got 3 in this bed. He just calls them Gerald because for some reason when he got it last year, he said it looks like a Gerald, so he calls him Gerald. This is my Snapdragon that came back from last year. Again, so freaking cool. Our hyacinth bulbs that we planted in February. Again, not doing bad. They're just coming in a little later than hyacinths typically would. The tulips, I think a couple of them said, yeah, no, we're not going to do it. And again, that's fine. We have a couple that are still trying, and there is a layer underneath of bulbs, so they may pop through at some point. Again, if not, no big deal. I did hit the plant store the other day, Sweet Bay in Westminster, my favorite place. I think I finally did my lavender in, so I picked up another lavender to plant, and then I picked up some mints for the year. Quinn really likes mint tea. I do as well. So this year we picked up, and since I really only need like 1 or 2 of them, it wasn't really a point of me doing that one from seed. And I love supporting small businesses. So we picked up a mojito mint, and we picked up a banana mint. Again, look at this. Okay, you can see the wind coming through. These poor plants are just like, we'll turn it the other way so the wind can blow it the other way. And then that guy right there is a echinacea. So I'm just going to do a quick down the line here. My phlox is coming in. You guys, I'm so excited about this one. This is another one I really should, if I do a perennial bed, I will definitely put phlox in it. They have just the most amazing smell. I was really surprised last year to find out they actually have a pretty decent vase life to them. And as you can also tell, they go crazy. All right, rose bushes looking fantastic. And then, so this is my yarrow that has just perennialized, can't speak this morning, in this area. As you can tell, it also can go crazy. The roots underground will just spread and go nuts. So if it's one of those plants, if you don't want it going crazy and wild, you might want to, but you do want to let it perennialize. You might want to consider putting that one in a pot. Otherwise, just periodically come in here and dig some of this out. Probably when it's done this year, I might dig a little bit of this out and just kind of try and condense it. But it's just an absolutely fantastic plant. These guys are very ferny looking, but it's going to get flowers on it soon enough. Nice tall stems. They do have a bit of a smell to them, a nice smell. And let's see, any other updates down here? There's a little snap that came back from last year. Irises are on their way. Again, these are a bit of a surprise. I have got, like in the next couple days, I have to find these guys at home. These are lantern flowers that a friend from work gave me. Look at that, they're coming up. Super excited. Again, they are crazy spreaders though, so I don't particularly want to put them in the ground anywhere. The bleeding heart recovered somewhat, not a whole lot. And again, I'm not overly heartbroken. My hostas are ready to go to town. They're definitely going to need dividing probably at the end of this season. Oh my gosh, why am I suddenly brain farting? All right, help me out, guys. Why am I brain farting all of a sudden? I think I've had 2 sips of coffee this morning, so forgive me, guys. Yeah, those guys, they're going to town. They're going to be amazing. Oh, what are those? The big marshmallowy looking flowers. Oh my gosh. Okay, wow, that's really bad. Getting old stinks, guys. And my bleeding heart there. So that is what we have going on here at the Chick Inn. Would hen house blossoms be without some updates on our hens? Is proud Rooster Duke standing by? Are you gonna talk to us, Duke? Good morning, Duke. I think he's camera shy. All right, so as we can see, our little chickies, they have gotten big enough now that they are enjoying some outside time. Hi, babies. Hi. Oh, too close. Too close. Oh, major close up. So they are feathered enough that they are out here enjoying a bit of outdoor time. I do just have a cover over top of them. I don't think they are big enough to jump over this little temporary caging. Look at all my girls. They're like, what is up with this? Why do we have more chickens? Aren't we enough for you, Mama? Such a handsome boy. All of my girls. Hi, ladies. So I have them currently free ranging in my actual yard. Reason being, this is their run. This is where they typically live. But this was also at one time a pig pen. We had 2 pot-bellied pigs that we had rescued from the Humane Society. If you've never had pigs before, they will literally uproot everything all the way down to the root in whatever space they're in. So while at one point in time this was nice lush green grass, they took everything out. And I really wanted to try and get stuff growing in here again for the chickens, because yes, while they will, eat things, they will not completely destroy everything in this space. So for some time now, I've been wanting to just get stuff growing in here again. And I don't particularly love the chickens out in the yard, only because, this is my pool patio. We won't really look at the pool right now. It's kind of a disaster, but it's not pool season yet. I don't really like letting them out here because, as we can see, they leave big puddles of poo everywhere, but it's clearly not pool season yet. So I'm letting them free range in the yard and keeping them out of here while all this can really germinate and grow. And as we can see, we are having some success with that. This side not so much, because shortly after we planted, we just got like tons and tons of rain, and I think it honestly just washed all the seed down that way. So we're gonna probably pick up some more seed and get in here, hopefully when the quote-unquote rainy season is done, and plant some more seed. But we ended up planting a mix of things. We have grass and we also have clover growing in here because my chickens absolutely love clover. Clover tends to run pretty wild as well. Once it's going, if you've ever had it, it's actually kind of hard to get rid of. So the chicken run is enjoying some fresh grass. Hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll be able to move the chickens back in here and get my yard back. So I had to come inside. It is very windy out there, and the wind is making it pretty brutally chilly. So come on, Mother Nature, get on your meds, Can we stop it with this swinging hot, cold, wind blowing like crazy? So I came inside here to one of my other favorite places, which is my sunroom, which is completely surrounded by windows. And this is where all of my indoor plants live. There's the 2 new succulent arrangements that we did. My Christmas cactus, some aloe. This guy is in desperate need of repotting. If you want a plant you can't kill, this is it. You cannot kill these things. I know it looks dead, but it's really not. Those are just all cleanup that needs to be done on them. More succulents. This is one of my other happy places. This is where all of my indoor plants live. And it's just such a warm, cozy space. So I'm going to sit here, finish my coffee, contemplate what the day is going to hold for me. The kids start spring break tomorrow, but I have today off and I have a day of quiet, peace and quiet. Part of me wants to go back to bed. Part of me says no. Do all the things. I wish it was a little warmer outside because I'd be more inclined to do all the things. So I know this is a bit of a long one. Sorry guys, but lots of updates for you. In general, I'm kind of happy with how things are going. I was really disheartened about the Snapdragons until this morning when I peeled back the cling film and saw that they're finally sprouting. So I'm feeling a little better now, but I have so many things that still need to be done. I have a ton of dahlia tubers that need to get in the ground. Oh, I didn't show you the Ranunculus Corms. Dang it. Okay, I did start the Ranunculus Corms as well. I soaked those. I put potting soil, the Coco Loco, in a tray, rested them on top of the Coco Loco, and then put a layer of the Coco Loco on top. And I'm going in on a daily basis and just spritzing the soil really good, making sure it's moist but not clinging wet. And I have them just resting on a top shelf in my laundry room where it's nice and cool down there, cool and dark, which is what they need to pre-sprout. And so I think they've got about a week on them. You should wait about 2 weeks before you put them in the ground. I may even let them go a wee bit longer because my projected last frost is towards the end of the month this month. I think it's like the last Tuesday of the month. So just to err on the side of caution, I may wait a wee bit longer. I don't think that's going to hurt anything. I actually got a notice on the Alexa that they're calling for a possible frost tonight. So back outside with the frost cloth we're going to go because I'm not chancing anything anymore. So that's it. Things are going okay. I'm still excited about this year despite a few setbacks. So I hope you guys are all enjoying your gardens and getting out there and getting a chance to get your hands in the dirt. If you're not already doing so, follow me on Instagram. I also have a Facebook page. Again, I'm trying to do more daily updates there because they're quick, easy updates to do versus putting together these YouTube videos just takes a lot of time and effort. So pop on over, follow me there, and happy gardening, friends.